back to my YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute since I shared a new product with you, but this is the one I'm going to talk about today. Let me get this in focus. This is the resin heating mat from Let's Resin. I've had this for about 6 months and I've used it a few times, so I decided today that I would go ahead and make a little video on this. And when you open it up, this is what it comes with. It comes with the heating mat that has 3 settings: 2 hour, 4 hour, and 6 hour. And it also comes with a silicone sleeve, a silicone mat that you put over top to protect the surface. So when you read the directions, it tells you don't bend the mat, don't cut it, don't do anything like that. You just use it as it is. Now, I have it on a surface that will not be affected by heat. So that is one thing that I will say as a caution. Do not put this on anything that is going to be sensitive to heat, that maybe you would warp or would otherwise get damaged from the heat. I think this says it heats up to 140 degrees. I'm not 100% sure. I thought that's what I read in the instructions. So just be mindful of that. Do not put it on something that is going to be susceptible to heat, including like a cutting mat or something like that. So I have a backdrop on my counter, but I'm actually using a counter, actually have it on a granite countertop underneath. First and foremost, you go ahead and push this button, and I'm going to turn it on for 2 hours. So something I really like about this is I'm able to actually heat up my epoxy before I even start pouring. So this is what I would do. I went ahead, I've turned this on, so it's starting to heat up. And in the meantime, I'm going to use my little scale here. Let me move this out of the way just a second. So I have my little scale here, and I'm going to start with, I'm using Speedy Petey fast set epoxy. And I have already calculated the grams for 10 milliliters of epoxy. So in case you're wondering why I'm weighing it, Speedy Petey is a 1-to-1 by volume, but I have already predetermined the amount of epoxy that it takes for 10 milliliters of part A and part B. So what I would do, I would go ahead, weigh out my part B, and then I stick the cup on this mat and let it start warming up while I'm getting the rest of my stuff together. So I'm going to let that warm up for a minute, and I will be back in about 5 minutes, and then I'll continue with the rest of my epoxy. All right, we're back. So this has set and warmed up a little bit, and then I'm just going to put this back on my scale and finish adding my part A. Again, don't come for me because I'm using a gram scale. I have already calculated in grams what 10 milliliters of part A and part B is. Okay. Yeah, I find this quite useful because then this way I don't have to put my resin, put it in water or anything like that to heat it up. So it's nice that I can set it on this mat directly, and it will kind of start warming that part B up. Okay, I think we are just about done. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding my glitter. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit in this one before I add more. This mold gives me fits, so Okay, just set that right there. And I'm going to add more. A little bit of chunky glitter. Okay, so this is all I'm going to do. It's going to set here. It's going to be nice and level, and the warmth underneath kind of helps not only get some of those bubbles to come up from the bottom of the mold and come up to the top so they can be popped, but also that heat helps set it up faster. So this is a fast set, and this will be done within probably less than 2 hours, but this will just speed it along a little bit faster. So there you have it. This is the resin heating mat from Let's Resin. And I'm going to go ahead and let this finish setting up. It'll take probably about 2 hours, and then I'll be able to unmold it. But if you have any, I'll leave the website where you can find this in the description. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and I will see you next time.